Welcome, dear friends, for this event. Now we have the pleasure to introduce our dear Claudia Rosales. Claudia is going to mention her topic about 5-minute fun activities to reinforce your class.
Okay,
Let
just
me
give
tell
a
you.
minute because it's uploading in YouTube. Just a minute, please.
Okay.
So we're going to transmit in YouTube too.
Okay.
Okay, just a minute. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. We're waiting for the...
Okay, go ahead. It's
Thank
already
Thank
facing.
for our friends who are following on YouTube. Let me tell you, we are here with Claudia Rosales. Claudia is an experienced English educator with over 2 decades in the field. Co-founded Centro de Idiomas Overseas in Trujillo, Peru, alongside her husband, David White. They currently direct English for You Language Institute, specializing in teacher training, international exam preparation, and general English courses. Claudia holds advanced certifications from the University of Michigan and the British Council, and her expertise spans teaching all proficiency levels, including ESP and international exams, with a passion for innovative teaching methodologies and group management. She has also been a teacher training for over 15 years in Peru and Ecuador. In this workshop presented by Claudia, participants will explore how to implement a selection of simple yet effective activities to enhance their students' language skills while fostering a positive and engaging classroom atmosphere. Without further ado, here is Claudia Rosales. Okay.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Martita, thank you so much. Thank you, Neta Peru, for the invitation. It's my pleasure to be here. And today I am going to share a few things that I've been using in my classes and that so far has worked very well. So I want to say, first, I see some names here. Rosanna, thank you very much for inviting me. Hello, Gabby. I love to see you on Facebook all the time, and then I
Linda,
love to go.
I was talking to you at the beginning. You didn't recognize me.
Yes, I didn't. I thought that it was Rosanna.
Oh, yes, I knew it. I knew it.
Oh, Gabby, it's
Yes, I sent
so
you a big
nice.
hug. I miss you.
Miss you
Oh,
too. Miss you
okay.
too so much. Okay, it's beautiful to know that you're there somewhere. Anyways, thank you, my colleagues, my super colleagues. I know that we to be teachers, everybody knows, right? That we have a bigger heart than the other professions because we have to love our students. So, and we need to love this profession that makes us so proud. Anyways, oh my gosh, I have a couple of students calling me, Miss. I'm so sorry, but anyways, here we are. I am going to share my screen. Here we go. There are more people coming. Welcome everyone. I am going to share my screen. Hold on. These are a few of the things that I like to do with my students because sometimes I find that it's difficult, to make them really learn that you want them to learn and to internalize a couple of things, right? And this is the way I make them remember. It is like, for example, when we are just teaching basic, we know that one of the first challenges is for them to remember how to use the simple present tense, isn't it? I want you to put up your hand. For who of your students, whose students remember the simple present tense, the second class?
Somebody.
No, right? It's no way they won't remember. Actually, it is quite a challenge, right? Because in Spanish, we don't use it, right? We don't need auxiliaries. And even though, if we compare on this matter, we compare, for example, our simple present in Spanish and their simple present in English. Ours is more difficult. I mean, seriously, it is like, and just to give you an example, probably you know what I'm talking about. We say yo juego, right? Tú juegas. We can see a change there. Tú juegas. Ellos juegan. Oh my God, that's another change. And that is why it is more difficult for them than for us. For us, it's just changes. It's I play, she plays. That's it, isn't it? It's not a big deal. But how come it is so difficult for us to make students learn and actually internalize it and in the end, for them to use it anytime they need to use it, they want to use it? That is usually a challenge. So here we go. I'm going to do this later. This is the way I do it. So when we go to the unit, that unit in the book, when we have to start teaching our students the simple present tense, well, I give them, this is the typical list of verbs, the verb list that we give our students, isn't it? Sometimes they have, like in this case, for example, they have this section in Spanish. Well, but they always come with the infinitive, the simple past, and the past participle. So what I do is I give them this list. Usually they are long lists, right? Irregular verbs. And what I do with them is, okay, guys, we are going to learn because they come all mixed up with verbs that we don't usually use. So what I do is, okay, first we're going to highlight the verbs we are going to use now in the basic level. Okay. So I make them get a highlighter and highlight the ones that I start telling them. Like, for example, I don't know, the verb to be, obviously, right? Then, like in this case, for example, I would probably highlight, say, begin, obviously, right? Bite, right? And I don't know, break, bring. So what I do is I tell them for the next class, next week, I don't know, next class, you're going to have to learn 5 verbs. Okay, just 5 verbs. But you have to learn the 5 verbs in infinitive, in past, and also in the past participle. Yes, you don't know how we're going to use the past participle. You probably don't know what that is. Sometimes I go and tell them, it's like when you say, yo he jugado, yo he estudiado. There is a, yes. And then I make them understand how we use it in Spanish because it is important for them to understand it, even though it is sometimes we go Spanish too much, right? But well, I try to do it in English as much as possible. But anyways, so I present them. I try to make them learn the 5 verbs, only 5 per week, so that I make sure that they really get them, right? So anyway, for the next week, what I do is, all right, let's start. So they have to make a sentence, okay? They have to make a very basic sentence with, for example, the verb begin, okay? Obviously, the sentences are going to be in simple present tense, in present, not in past. But of course, there is always somebody who comes in past, right? And I think that is really amazing when they come and start making the sentences in past. Fine. I don't tell them, no, no, no. We're in present. No, because I think that it also works very well. Anyway, so they have to make a sentence in present. Now, I am going to ask for participation, please, from the audience. Let's see who can please send me a sentence in past, in present with begin. I, you, we, they. Let's make just a sentence with I, you, we, or they. Only those. Who can help me, please? Come on. I see somebody has turned on the camera. Hello, hello. Can you help me making a sentence with I, you, we, they? Begin, please.
I begin wondering what I'm going to prepare for Christmas dinner.
Ooh, that's not basic, but all right, that works for me. Right. So fantastic. I begin wondering. All right, let's start with that sentence, right? Not the complete one because that'll be very long, but I begin wondering what to do. That's it. So what they have to do is, right, I am going to write it. I begin wondering what to do. Say that's the sentence. Okay, fine. So what they have to do now, they are going to have to change it from affirmative to negative. Okay, so who can help me, please? I want you to say no. Yo no empiezo. Just change it. I don't. Come on, dear teachers. I need your participation. It's not just me talking here. Who can help me? Nobody wants to participate? Oh my gosh. Seriously?
I don't begin wondering what to do.
Okay, yeah, let's see. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Raquel. So I don't, right? I don't. So it doesn't sound good. All right, it doesn't matter. This is not about sounding good. It is about them practicing how to change it from affirmative to negative to question. Forget about making it sound good, all right? So I don't begin wondering. I loved your heart shape. What to do? Right. So there you go. That's the negative. Now let's change it, right? Let's make now a question. How do you make the question? La 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 la. Obviously, you're gonna go, do you, right? Do you, la 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 la? There. That's it. So I asked them to make sentences, okay? So this is, well, that's the name I put it to the game is I want, I don't, do you. So that every time I start my class with my group, I tell them, okay, guys, I want, I don't, do you. And then I start. Fabian, sentence. And they know that they have to start with a sentence. I, you, we, or they. Okay? So he starts, I begin wondering, la, la, la. Negative, I go. I tell him, negative. I don't begin wondering, la, la, la. Okay, now, question. Do you begin wondering, la, la, la? All right, now, Fabian has to choose a classmate, one of his classmates, all right? And then Fabian says, all right, for example, Bryce. Okay, Bryce, a sentence. And then Fabian has to ask Bryce to make the same sentences, but Fabian chooses a subject. For example, and this subject has to be he, she, or it. And then Fabian says, for example, your sister. And then Bryce comes and says, my sister begins wondering, la, la, la. Negative. My sister doesn't, la, 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 la. Question, does my sister, la, 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 la. This is the way we start our classes every day for the next 2 or 3 months. Okay, this just takes, believe me, it just takes about 5 minutes because they get used to it. They get used to it. And now the good thing about this is that whenever you go to the past tense, you change it. I wanted, I didn't, did you, right? So that it moves on. And the thing is for them to use the grammar once and again and again and again and repeat and repeat and repeat. This is seriously the only way that I achieve for them to remember and to use it. Now, I have to say my students use it anytime, but we have been repeating religiously every day we have class. This is in my first 5 minutes of class. All right. What do you think? Do you think you can do it? I know that you can do it. If you want to ask a question about this, if it is not clear for you, please let me know, okay? Because I really would like to share this with you. All right, let's go to my next activity. Thank you, Raquel. My next activity is again with the same verbs. Oops, sorry. The same verbs. Excuse me. I've observed that at the beginning of the year, we usually teach them how to say the alphabets, how to do some spelling. And by the end of the year, they forget. They forget. For example, I asked them by November, Rosita, how do you spell your name? And they go, oh, I don't remember. I don't remember. Oops. No, it can't happen anymore. So what I do is, like I said, I ask them to memorize 5 verbs per week. So the next class, when I am asking them, this activity, I don't do you. The next step, usually for me, is to go spelling. Okay, guys, let's spell. And I tell them. Sometimes I, mime it. Excuse me. So, for example, I want them to spell, let me find it. Yeah, this word here. Okay. So what I do is I go, and they're, oh, yes, B-I-T-E. Wonderful. In past, B-I-T, past participle. Yes. And then is when they have to memorize the 3 of them, the past, the present, the past participle, because it is important for them to know from the very beginning. Is everything okay? Yes? That's the spelling. And they do this activity for about 5 minutes too. So usually I start with I want, I don't, do you, and then I move on to this one, spelling. I make them spell all year long. They have to spell. Now, another thing that also work, and I just forgot to add it in this presentation, is numbers. Does it happen to you that at the beginning you teach them numbers, 1,374, and then by the end of the year they just don't remember? Well, I make them do numbers. In other words, I make them, do additions, subtractions, and multiplications. I like to do that all the time. Okay, guys, let's do numbers. Oh, I got a message. Is it a message for me? Please share your slide. Oh, yes,
Please.
yes. I'm
Thank you.
gonna share my slide later. Yes, don't worry. All righty. Any questions here? Everybody happy? Yes, I know. Well, let me see. Okay, Raquel, thank you very much. Let's continue. Yeah, tic-tac-toe. Well, this is another activity that actually takes only a few minutes. Now, I don't know if you've played this before, but I decided to add it just in case. This, you can play with anything. You can also use this grid for remembering and memorizing and reinforcing verbs. Again, we're talking about verbs. Or maybe prepositions, the verbs in present and past. Or you can add here when you have a mix of, we're not watching the slide. No, you cannot see the slide? That's very strange. I'm sharing the slide. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am.
Yes, we can see.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. All right. I was thinking you cannot. Okay. Um. Well, anyways, like I was saying, on this grid of the tic-tac-toe, you can put whatever you want them to memorize. Even, one thing that it is very important when once they have finished learning simple present, I mean present, they went through all present, they went through past and the present perfect, future. They usually their minds are confused. I don't know what to use because there are two kinds of present. There is, the modal verbs, and I don't know which one. Do I use can or could or may? I got a message. My apologies, problem was in my. Oh, okay. Okay, Martita, no problem. So like they are very, very confused. So what I like to do is to make them practice, but make them put it together, And in this tic-tac-toe, for example, you can put, I don't know, will, can. Let me give an example. So you write it, will, future, be going to, I don't know, etc. And so that, let's go to can, I don't know, future perfect, I don't know. So that they have to make a sentence. But as when they have finished, they learn all of these pieces of grammar. They have certain level of English. They can actually create a story. Okay, let's see. Uh, do means simple present. All right. Let's go to could. I don't know. Oh, let's go to would. Even should. Oops. It erased. Okay, I am going to need your participation again. My super teachers, I know that you're there somewhere, but you cannot hide. I'm here. Come on. I need your help. Let me see. This is going to be where the okay. Okay. This is going to be an icon. Say this means play again. All right. And this is gonna be okay, this is gonna be play again. And this one is going to be, I don't know, lose a turn, whatever. I don't know. So, who would like to play with me? I need somebody to help me, please. It's going to be very simple. We are going to try to make a story together. Okay? Now, the challenge is obviously for the story to make sense. Okay? And what I do is for my students, they have to write the story on a piece of paper and they have to give it to me. Okay? All right. Who would like to play with me? Come on, don't be shy. All right, all right, all right. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I can play together. I'm going to be very sad, but that's fine. I can play alone. All right. Let me see. Yeah. So say Rosita, okay? Rosita starts. She says, I will travel to Mancora on my vacations. Okay. I don't want her to win. So, okay. The other classmate. When I travel to Mancora on my vacations, I think I should not forget my sunblock. Do you get the idea? Now, now the other person, the other classmate would go probably, let me see. Here. Now, circle, circles. Let me see. Circle, circle. There. When I travel to Mancora on my vacations, I should not forget my sunblock because I am going to travel with my mom and she has a very delicate skin. And so on. Did you get the idea? Yeah, I think you will. All right. Well, this is a little bit more complex to the usual tic-tac-toe that we play, you know, because in the tic-tac-toe, usually we put one word and then they have to make a sentence or change it to negative or just connect it to the sentences we have in a piece of paper. I don't know. But this is another very good idea that also we can play in just 5 minutes. All right. Here we go. Oh.
Good, very good. Firm but tender. I'd recommend you to a friend.
Okay, well, what is this about? I select, well, this is one of my favorite shows. What I do is select a very short conversation, okay? A very short conversation. And then I make sure to have the conversation written down on a piece of paper so I give it to all my students, okay? So everybody has to participate. And well, everybody is doing this right now. This is called shadowing, okay? This is for them to practice their intonation, pronunciation, and for them, obviously, to feel more confident when it comes to speaking. So what they do is they have to repeat, right? Like after the character says whatever he or she has to say. So it lags a bit behind the original passage. Like I am going backwards. Good, very good, firm, right? Obviously, if they have the conversation written on a piece of paper, they're gonna have the whole thing, right? They listen to it and they have to imitate the pronunciation. They have to be very enthusiastic like the character. And obviously there, when you give them this task, it is very interesting to give them also the prize, like the Oscar. In this case, for example, if you are at school, maybe you can call it the name of your school. I don't know if the school is the Eiffel Tower, and the Eiffel Tower goes to Camilo. Very good, Camilo. Wonderful interpretation. It's always fun. All right, the shadowing with the winner. Okay. Now, and what I am always going to recommend is to have an assistant with you. This assistant is going to help you make everybody participate. This is something extra that I was thinking, well, I don't know if you guys do it this way, but usually it is a ball, right? Do you have something that you throw your students? That's my question. I would like to know, do you throw things to students so that they participate? How do you make your students participate, for example?
Yeah, in my case, for example, Claudia, by passing a ball of any color, depending on what they have to do, if it is the case to participate, repeating a word, pronunciation or intonation, it depends on the color of the ball, I start passing them around. That's, for example, a technique that I tend to.
Oh, that's interesting. It depends on the color of the ball. Fantastic. That's a great idea. Thank you very much for sharing, Raquel. Well, that's even a little bit more complex and interesting. Well, in my case, for example, I like to mail my students, and they always mail by, me getting these very tiny and beautiful ones. So they mailed, they like to play with it, but at the same time, when they have it and they keep it, they have to participate. I like to play some music as they go throwing the puppet. The name of my puppets are Otilios. Their names are Otilios because that's my second name. I am Claudia Otilia. So I call them Otilios. That's a little funny and selfish, I suppose, but I like it. So, and I have to say, everybody, even, when I go to a workshop, I like to take my Otilio and I like to throw it. And people feel, I don't know, a little bit more enthusiastic about participating. Like, for example, in this case, that sadly, some of my teachers are not participating. I would make you participate with my Otilio. And I know that you have a lot of fun with it anyway. Alrighty. Now let me see what else we have here. Ah, yes. I would like to share this with you because this works fantastic. I found this on YouTube. I am a firm believer that it is important for students to hear different voices, because the students usually, well, they get used to you speaking in English in the class. But even though sometimes, they native speakers say something very basic and simple, sometimes the students just don't get it. They don't understand what they are saying because it's a different voice. It's not that they have sometimes even a different accent. It is just, your teacher, your female teacher. When a male talks is different. I don't know. It's just different. Or maybe they just nervous. So what I was thinking is, well, they need to hear different voices. And I use this. You can find it. It's very easy on YouTube. Dictation practice. They even have on YouTube the different levels. They have beginner. They have, as you can see here. Also, they have intermediate, and also they have advanced. And they are very, very short ones. Let me show you. Let me show you. Gonna here. Now we can take advantage of the equipment sometimes we have in our classes. So here we go. It's very, very simple. So have a look.
From time to time.
There you go.
From time to time.
What is the expression? Can somebody help me?
From time to time.
Yes, Martita, fantastic. All right, so what I do is I ask them, if you understand it, don't write it down. Just tell me. So they go, from time to time, fantastic. Okay, but they put it there.
From time to time.
And they repeat it again.
From time to
There
time.
you go. Okay. And what I like about this, yes, it's not on context, but it helps the students with, listening. They go, okay, it's this one, it's this one. Sometimes they're very basic words, like, for example, thank you. But that is really good because it also helps you reinforce pronunciation, because sometimes we go, thank you, or we sometimes don't understand, for example, how to make the thanks familiar, right? Some people say, for example, thanks you, and then this is a good time, this is a good opportunity to reinforce those little details, right? Let's go next.
Take a chance. Take a chance.
There you go. Can somebody please tell me what the expression is? What is it? What is it?
Take a chance.
Yes, wonderful. Here we go.
Take a chance. Take a chance.
Alrighty. That's an expression.
Where are you from?
Where are you from? Okay. Take a chance. Yes, very good, Neil. Now, the good thing also is that they have expressions. You know, those expressions, sometimes they have idiomatic expressions. So that's a chance for them to learn them. And for you to, I don't know, you can create, excuse me, you can create different activities related to this list. And, oops, no, I don't want to stop sharing. I actually want to show you. There. There. Oh, can you see this? So as you can see, it has another list of beginner, and it takes like an hour. So they have a lot of expressions. Here, another list for beginner, and then there is another for intermediate, and so on. So I also use this activity online that is for free for the 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes of my classes. Let me see. Oh, yes, there is something else that I wanted to share with you. Well, there are actually 2 things that I would like to share with you. 2 more things. Okay, I am going to, here we go. This is actually a piece of advice, not so much, you know, 5-minute activity as much as a piece of advice that you can actually make them use it. You know, we usually when we start a first session, our first class, or the second class, I don't know, we give them these expressions, right? Okay, would you want to ask me pronunciation? Then you ask, how do you pronounce, right? And then you write it down. Or sometimes even it comes on the books, right? So they have to write it down and they have to use them all the time. If you don't use it in class, I am not going to understand what you're saying. I am a gringa. I don't know. Don't talk to me, right? Sometimes we go that funny. So, but I was thinking once, well, but they say, how do you say this and what does that mean? But they say, tengo calor, miss, right? Or que hambre, miss, tengo mucha hambre. And I'm thinking, say it in English, right? Now, they say things like this, ¿me puedes pasar el borrador? They're in the middle of a class. They say things that they can actually say in English too. Tengo hambre, this is so typical. Do they say that in your class? Yo no fui, right? ¿A qué hora termina la clase, miss? What time is it? ¿Qué hora es? Right? They say those things. So I'm thinking, no, they have to say it in English. Se cayó mi lápiz. Ay, tengo sueño. They say those things, don't they? Profe, ¿vamos a jugar Kahoot? Yes, they say them. Mi mamá me va a matar. Yes, let's teach them how to say that in English. Hay que cantar, miss. Yes, they say those things. So, okay, guys, talk to me in English. I don't understand. I'm a gringa. Sorry, this is English. So let's do it in English too. All right, qué calor. Especially this summer, right? Okay, so that is what I wanted to share with you. Oh, there is something else. Now, I want to know here in this session right now, how many of you, but I'm going to need you to put your hand up. How many of you work in a school? Who works for a school? I have nobody. Hello, hello. Okay. Who works in an institute? A language institute. Nobody either? Okay, thank you, Alba. Now, so nobody works in a school? You know, I'm saying, high school. Yes, thank you, Martita. Thank you, wonderful. Yeah, you work in a school. Okay, Raquel. All right. So you work with big groups of students, right? They might say, I don't know, you work with 20 students, more than 20 students. And sometimes the thing is, wow, how to make them participate at university, Raquel. University. And they are also a group of students, right? You don't have 2 or 3 students. Who has 2 or 3 students? I do. But that is a different dynamics. The thing is how to do it when you want to make sure that everybody participates. You want to make sure that everybody is there paying attention, that they forget about these things, right? And they are there actually, present in class, doing it, doing the exercise. So what is it that I do at university? Alrighty. I want to share this. Where is this? Okay. Well, there you go. To be honest, I have a name for this thing. It's too long though, but let's just call it participation sheet. Okay. So what is it that I do? I just to make my students, for example, if they were 20, I just to put my students in groups of 5 or 4. Okay. So one is Raúl, for example, one is Marta. I'm going to use your names because at this moment I'm running out of ideas. Raquel, Raquelita, Rosana, Gaby. Okay. Fantastic. So Raúl is going to be the leader. Okay. Psst. So he is the leader. So Raúl is in charge for 1 month. Raúl is in charge of this sheet. He is going to take this sheet every day home. Okay, he has to take it with him all the time. And every time I walk in the classroom, the kids know that they have to get together in groups because all my activities are going to be in groups. Oh, except for a few of them, but normally most of my activities are in groups. So anyway, so we have here, Raúl is the leader, and he is in charge of giving the bonus points, the extra points. So Raúl is, maybe he is the best student. It doesn't matter if he's the best student. He's not as, maybe he needs to reinforce. He's a B student. He's a C student. It doesn't matter. Everybody has to be the leader sometime. Okay. So anyways, he is in charge of giving bonus extra points to all his group. So whenever they have to participate, I say, okay, I want you to do this activity. I give them the activity. They are in circles probably. And then the first group to finish, put your hand up and participate. Everybody participates. So they go, right? They participate. Everybody participates. Now, in the perfect world, everybody participates and everybody has the same level and everybody understands in a perfect world. But we know that sometimes it's difficult and there is somebody always who doesn't really understand. And what happens? How do I deal with that? So Raúl here is giving extra points to everyone. Everybody's participating. Oh, Raúl, you're doing a very good job. Fantastic, excellent leader. Very good, Martita. Fantastic, Raquel. Oh, Rosanita, you did a good job. And Gaby, fantastic. Very good for your answers. Okay. Now, then I ask a question similar. For example, we're using the simple present tense. And I give them one verb and I give them another and another and another, right? So Raúl is participating, all right? Raquel is participating. Rosanita is participating. And also Gabby is participating. Fantastic. Come on, Rosanita, you always participate.
Ahí están por fuera, porque yo voy a ver el baño.
Okay. So, but what happens to Martita? Martita, maybe she didn't understand. And then Raúl, he is the one who has to be helping the group, okay? And he has to go and ask Martita, what happens? Why aren't you participating? Why don't you want to participate? Marta probably is going to say, I don't understand what is happening. And then the group, especially Raúl, is in charge of making Martita understand, not to give her the answer, to make her understand. Okay, so what we're doing here is you have to do this and that, and you have to remember the auxiliary is that because it's she, and she goes, yeah, now you have to participate, Marta. You have to participate and you have to level with all of us. And then Marta goes, okay, I want to participate, all right. So she goes, and then obviously the teacher has to check, right, and motivate Martita, right, to participate. Okay, Marta, fantastic, let's go. Tell me your answer. And it's this one, very good. And very good group. Congratulations, Raúl, you're a very good leader. Very good, everybody. Raquel, Rosana, Gabi, very good for worrying about your classmate. Okay, and like I said, this paper is the same that they are going to use for 1 month. All right. So like I said, Raúl has to take it home and bring it back again. And what I do is to make him put it on display on a wall with TikTok so that everybody can see the points. Everybody knows where they are. Okay. And then the next month we change. So Raúl, thank you very much. Did a wonderful job. Now Raquel is going to be the leader. Okay. And I give them, well, they get a new participation sheet, right? Again, we start from 0, I don't know. Or maybe they just continue with the same sheet. That's not a problem, right? Because in the end, I give them, I check how many points they got, and then I give them, I don't know, extra point in case they need something extra for, the score they got in some practice or maybe some whatever quiz or something like that. Now, I would like to know if you have any questions, because actually, okay, that's what I am bringing today. I would like to know if you have any questions, because what comes here right now is this. I understand that it was just 1 hour. I did it fast.
Yes. Claudita, this is Rosana Ceballos. I was listening to your presentation and I was impressed with the games and the activities. Thank you so much for sharing them.
That's my pleasure. It is my pleasure, my darling. Well, this is what we learn as we go, right? Okay. Now, do you have any questions? I'm absolutely going to share my presentation. That's not a problem. If that is all, then it was amazing to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claudita, for your time and the good heart that you have to share in with us, new ideas. So we plan to have a face-to-face presentation in the summer.
That's great.
We can count on you in summer. We're planning to have
absolutely.
a face-to-face presentation with David too. Okay.
Yes.
And Angela.
Yes, and
Thank
Angela
you.
too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks to you. Thank you for your invitation, and really, I love to be here. Thank you very much. Oh, it was interesting. Well, I hope it helped a little.
Thanks to all the teachers too.